Very warm welcome, Om Shanti, to your next normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna, and I hope you're doing absolutely well and things are moving pretty awesome for you, you know? I mean, as we look at the whole particular situation that we're in, I was speaking to a friend of mine today, and she was saying some people are collapsing and some people are growing. And I asked her to elaborate on that. It's just that some people are growing, they're evolving, they're awakening, like all of us on our programs together. Every night that I sit with you, I learn something more about me, about you, about our world, about where we are. And another thing is I also begin to identify and recognize what I don't want to take into my next normal. There are certain recordings in my personality. I go, I don't want to take that. That's not golden aged. That can't go with me. That just can't. It just can't, and it shouldn't. Anyway, Sister Geeta and I were out, and we were in DC. Beautiful weather today, by the way. And we stopped over at an old friend, which lives over the river, you know, across the river, across the bridge. You know, like how they would say in the east, on the east side of the river. And I had a wonderful chance to catch up with Brenda Richardson. We've been friends for over 20-something years. When I first came to the nation's capital, Brenda was one of the first people that I actually met. And we have stayed friends for so long. And even though we haven't seen each other maybe for the last, I would say maybe 5 years, today we sat outside of her home. The chairs were all social distance. Sister Geeta sat like she was a queen. And we just got caught up on life, you know. And there was something so simple about that and so beautiful about that. There was like just life. And have you ever been at a gathering or a get-together where you're talking to one person and they're talking over here and they're like there and then they're on their phone? It's very complex. I want you to think about it. That when you are in front of someone to have a conversation or to achieve something or to do something together, and you're not present and you're thinking about what's Mary doing over there? Oh yeah, hey Tom, how are you over there? And you're like, oh yeah. It's so complicated. And I think what we're not recognizing is what is real simplicity in a world that's become so normalized in being complex and chaotic. It's amazing. And I invite you to think about that. For those of us, I'm pretty good of a multitasker. However, I'm very clear in what I do. So one at a time. I'm swift. You know, I'm just a swift multitasker. I can see that, I go, let's do that, and then I'm done. Then I'm on my second one, and I'm done. But if I'm like, oh yeah, and then I go back, and then I come back, and then, well, what was I supposed to do again? That's complexity. That's not being simple. That's actually making your life a lot more complicated than it needs to be. Before I came on, Santosh was telling me that, you know, when you look at just how we have lived our lives as Raj Yogis or as Brahma Kumaris, it's so simple. And I was sharing with Santosh that our simplicity is a result of our discipline. It's not about the fact that we don't do a lot of things. You guys know how much we do. I mean, just since the pandemic, you're only able to see the evening programs and we have the morning, but then the in-between, what happens. And I know when Lakshmi was here, she was aware of just how much goes on in a day. And when Naveen is here, he gets to see how much goes on in a day when you're actually here. But it runs very, very smoothly because it's simple. And when it's simple, it means we're not putting our egos in it. When it's simple, it means you're doing it with love and with honesty and with basic kindness and care and thoughtfulness. And that's, to me, the main ingredients to living simply, especially when things get quite chaotic. The reason why things are chaotic is what? People's egos, selfishness, attachments, insecurities. Take those away. Won't everything become simple? It It'll be like a sweet meditation. And I'd love for us to go into that, because as much as I might share some thoughts and ideas with you, at the end of the day, when you turn inwards and listen to your thoughts in the world behind your eye, you are the one that comes to the awareness of what you need to change, because now you're kind of figuring out who you are, what you want, what you don't want, how important God's love, Baba's love is to move you forward in life. There's some people that have worked so hard and have achieved so much, but internally they kept wanting something else or something more. And even though they might have physically achieved everything, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, they didn't take any time for that. So in our next normal and in the teachings of Raj Yoga, it's about educating the soul in how to feel comfortable with accepting that simplicity is richness. I dress every day in my white old-fashioned sari. Of course, the jackets are different. But every day, can you believe when I wake up in the mornings, everyone, I don't have to worry what I'm going to wear that day? It's fascinating, isn't it? I just know what I'm going to wear. And yes, it's a choice. Or maybe it's just pre-scripted for me. It's preordained, so I'm actually not making any effort. I have a day-to-day routine, which many of you know, starts early in the morning and goes on until night. And it's pretty fixed, whatever is the normal timetable for the students of Raj Yoga, the Brahma Kumaris, 4 o'clock meditation, 6:30 the Murli, breakfast at 8, pausing every hour in the hour for 30 seconds to 3 minutes, tea time maybe at 5 o'clock or 4:30, bedtime by 10 o'clock, and then the next day. Just a basic timetable. And we generally don't compromise that schedule. We usually make our decisions around that schedule before we actually make a decision, because it's the foundation of our staying in alignment with the energy that the soul is building. And it also keeps your mind free. You don't compromise your morning intake of spiritual wisdom, and you don't compromise your morning intake of spiritual silence, and you don't compromise your spiritual well-being of the body with the food that you eat and the way that you eat it. Everything kind of has a little system, and as a result, the mind stays free. And if a mind is free, sometimes it can get in trouble, but not if it's disciplined. If it's disciplined, it won't get into trouble. It'll stay pretty focused on what it needs to do. So let's step inwards and let's have a beautiful meditation for a good 10 minutes together. And you take a breath and you look at your life right now, and you look at all the situations around you. How is the house? How are the kids? How are your bills? How's your family? What's your friendships like? How's the physical well-being of your body? Is everything in order? Before I came on, Sancho says, I can't wait for us to go back in the garage and really get it put together. Like, you know, if you want to be simple, the tendency is to throw out a lot of things that you feel you don't need. And that is true to a great extent. And in addition, to be simple, just make sure everything is in order. Have you ever had a messy room or messy bed, and the minute you fold all the clothes? I went to Sister Gita's room and she did laundry this morning, and I took a few of the items that she had placed on her bed and I just folded them up, and I said, Sister, try to fold them up and put everything in order, just to keep yourself active, keep yourself just a little bit active. You know, we need you. So just help out a little bit around the house, not because you have to, but just because you just want to. You want to participate. You want to bring your essence and your fragrance into the family. So as we folded up the clothes together, everyone, there was like so much space left on the bed. And everything was so simple. But prior to folding everything up, everything was chaotic. There was no room on the bed to even sit. So simplicity really starts with your state of mind being in order, without a doubt. If you can be in check with you, if you're really taking this time to be solid with the way you're thinking and seeing yourself as a soul, that the original nature of the soul is peace and purity and nothing should affect that. And when you accept and believe that who you are is a peaceful, pure, loving and powerful soul, then you're in order. And everything that you choose around you will support your order. There won't be a lot of chaos or complexity because you're okay. So let's take a deep breath. Hold it. Release. Take a deep breath again. Hold it. Release. One last breath. In. Hold it. Release.
In this meditation, we will concentrate on the relationships with the Supreme Source of life. Gently concentrate the mind. Be still. In silence, focusing my thoughts. I reach my home, and in my home, I meet my eternal parent. My eternal parent, the one who cares, the one who gives me a true life. And in this sweet silence, in this meeting of myself with my eternal parent, I begin to experience what pure relationship is. The Eternal One is my beloved Mother, who with great wisdom and patience guides and sustains me. My Eternal Mother, who accepts me as I am, cleans me, makes me worthy, shows me my worth and my value in the creation. The Eternal One, the Source of Light, is my gentle Father, who through love gives me a new life, a new consciousness, a new perspective. The one who directs me towards my goal of realization. My Father, my Mother, is also my friend. And all true love has its highest expression in friendship. And in this friendship, I'm not afraid to share my weaknesses, because I understand that my weaknesses will be removed with sweetness and tolerance. The Eternal One is my immortal friend, the one I can rely on, the one whom I trust so deeply that I can open myself completely. And it is in this divine friendship that I'm able not only to find myself, but change myself. This friendship does not judge or criticize, but reveals to me how to change, and constantly inspires me to become better and to emerge the potential within myself. This love of the father, the mother and friend cleans me. In this relationship, in this deep link of the heart to the heart of the Eternal One, the rays of purity and truth wash away the past, the guilt, the fears, the shame. Spiritual love protects and uplifts me. Now, in the silence of my home, I experience the reality of this eternal spiritual relationship. I do not feel alone. I do not feel unwanted. I have a companion, a support. I have a father, a mother, a friend who are helping me to express my uniqueness, my value within this play of life. Let me remain here with the Eternal One, with you, my supreme friend, in the supreme silence, in the supreme light, in your eternal peace. I remain in your presence, and your light and your love constantly flow into my mind and into my heart. Constantly flow into my mind and into my heart. I have found what I was looking for.
Om Shanti. We're singing Om Shanti.
All right, so welcome back to what might be a little bit real because the meditation that we just had, that was real. And the vibrations that we took from the song, whatever you were experiencing, that was real. And you know what I've thought to myself to some extent? That even though I know pain and suffering is a real experience, in reality, it really isn't real. It's false. Let me elaborate a little bit. Whenever you find yourself that you've gotten so angry, or you've felt so scared, or so uncertain, you're like, this can't be real. I don't want to bring you into a negative experience, but historically, even this country in the United States, let's just take a look at 9/11. When we witnessed it, we were saying, no, that can't be real. That's got to be a movie. Like, it can't be real because it was so dark. The energy was so negative. So what's real is when you, the soul, can really experience peace and love and purity. That's so real. It's very, very real. Simplicity just is. It doesn't require too much pomp, too much splendor, too much of anything. It just is. Simplicity is being soul conscious. Simplicity is being God conscious. Simplicity is recognizing that I am responsible for the choices that I make. Simplicity is pure. You ever seen on these bottles, or you look at a baby is so simple because they're so pure. And I feel the root of simplicity comes from a pure mind. That if I can look at something with a pure mind, I make the situation very simple. It's when something in your thinking gets mixed with algae, it no longer feels simple. It's so simple to pick up the phone and give love or forgiveness to a friend, as long as you're not having any waste or negative thoughts about what occurred between you and them. The hurt, the bruises, the disappointments, the despair makes our relationships very complex. It is just a thought. Imagine you can repair every relationship right now with just a phone call. A phone call that just says, hi, I'm just thinking of you. I hope you're doing okay during this pandemic. And whatever's happened between us, I really am sorry. I played a role in it too. And I'm just letting go whatever took place between us. How simple that would be if your heart was clean and pure. And now look at when you're holding something in your heart for someone and you're like, oh, I can't stand that person. Or you might say, oh, that person hates me. Or you might even think, oh, they're jealous of me, you know. I can see they don't do this, they don't do that. They are like this with me. And you're making something that can be so simple, so complex. So how do you navigate simplicity in a complex world? You don't go the way the rest of the world is going. Being a bully, speaking negatively about somebody, calling people names, defaming people, judging people, bringing people down. I was remembering this old-time story. There was a young, very successful stockbroker. He went to Geneva and he bumped into a man who was a little fisherman in a village. The man had come in with a good catch of fish. And he was like, whoa, you caught all of those today? And the man said, I sure did. He goes, wow, that's amazing. So do you get that much every day? He goes, just about. He goes, so how often do you go out? He goes, I go out maybe every other day. And you sell these to the market? And he says, pretty much, yeah. So how much are you selling the fish for? Are they making good money? And he goes, I'm comfortable. He goes, all right. He went back 2 days later, bumped into the same fisherman. The man is out fishing and he comes back in and he's got another good catch for the day. And he's like, oh my gosh, this is just the second day and you caught this much again? This is more than what I saw the last time. And the man just looked at him like, okay, right? And you get a sale for all of these fish. You mean to tell me nothing is left over for you? You can sell them all out at a good price? The man says, yes. He goes, you know what? I think if you and I can go into business and you keep getting the kind of fish that you're getting, I can raise the price. Somehow we'll get it shipped out, distribute it to the world, and then I'll start to put it as an IPO. We can put it on the stock market. Let me tell you something. I will make you millions. And guess what? We can grow old, retire, and relax, and just sit back and do whatever we want to do. The fisherman looked at this young stockbroker and kind of perplexed. He says, what's up with these young kids of today? The man looked at the man and said, but I already have that. Why would I want to go through all of that for this? Simple. He was thinking about all these elaborate ways to feed his desires. And his desires is what was making things complex. That old fisherman, he had it. It was fixed. Today when I saw Brenda Richardson, you know, we had not seen each other for at least 5 years or so, you know, and I'm now remembering when Brenda said, Jenna, she always calls me Sister Jenna. She says, Sister Jenna, you haven't changed from the first day I met you. And I was like, I have gained me some pounds, you know, but that wasn't what she was saying. But she was saying, you haven't changed. You're still fresh. You're still vibrant. And I thought to myself, as I was telling her, I says, it's Baba, Brenda. Honestly, it has nothing to do with me. It's Baba. Baba is the one that's holding me up. And all of us. And it's Baba's energy. It's Baba's love. It's Baba's light. That's the simple, plain truth. And she was like, I know it is. I know it is. It's so simple to disconnect your thoughts from the world of all these karmic bondages that we have gotten so normalized with. Issues with our spouses or our partners, or issues with our kids, work, finances, and we stop thinking about Baba. We stop bringing Baba into the energy of our lives to make things easier. We just get so used to the struggle. It's like we get used to the struggle, and every day we walk around wanting to be free of the struggle. But we don't do what we need to do to end the struggle. Not always. I know listening to the next normal is a tool, without a doubt. But I want to leave us with the thought that if you want your life to be simple, go to Baba. You want your life to be simple, get accustomed to spending more time in the world behind your eyes. You want to be simple, turn off a whole bunch of chaos and confusion. Turn on only that which elevates you, inspires you, motivates you, and helps you to think different. Listen to things that just inspire you. I took Sister Geeta out today and we're playing all of our favorite Indian songs, and you should see her turn to the right in the car, and I'm looking at her and I'm seeing this beautiful, innocent little girl, just so happy listening to her music like this. I just looked at her, everybody, and I said, she's so simple. I just looked at her, and I just said, she's so simple. Just a little bit of music. As we're moving to our next destination, our next assignment, our next meeting, she's just so simple. And it's so beautiful to be that simple. So give it a thought. Let me go out there and see who's out there in our world of comments and stuff. And Happy's having a whale of a time tonight. So Marissa, Om Shanti, welcome my sweet sister, Nikki Dicky, Bharti, Ranju, Indu, Mani. Mani, how are you? Yesvi, nice to see you. Samantha, Mohanlal, Miss Rue, Erica G, Shobha Aditi. Hey everyone, we are going to put together one of the largest Zoom Diwali productions. So if you're interested, send us an email to meditationmuseum@gmail.com so we can include you in whatever it is Aditi is going to come up with. But I'm actually looking quite forward to it. So we just need dancers, and we will film you, and the color code will be white and red, and we would need a candle, like one of those battery held candles, to be a part of the production. So we're really hoping that you can join us for that. Lakshmi, nice to have you. Nikhil Kumar Joshi, Tina, Chamara, Deepa, Asmita, Om Shanti. Welcome everyone to be joining us tonight. I hope tonight's sharing kind of gave you some insights, and if I want to simplify my life, it's not necessarily a throwing away of items. Yes, you can declutter your home and get it as simple as possible, but first start here with decluttering your mind. It'll be greatly essential. It'll be most important. Okay, so let's do that. And as we come to a close of today, I wanted to just have us really go into some insights, meditations, looking really at the quality and the pattern of our thoughts, and putting it on a piece of paper by rewriting them and say, what if I could think differently here in this scenario? What if I could embrace this particular situation with a different level of understanding? That's all it requires, to shift all the situations and circumstances that we're going through. It just requires a shift of thinking. It's just incredible. It's a shift of thinking. Shift of thinking. Simplicity is so, it's such a beautiful quality. Sometimes the less you engage in troubling something, the better it gets. And sometimes when you keep putting more stuff on it, more and more, it gets harder to maintain, it gets harder to sustain. And I'm just so appreciative as to how Baba has taught us to think, to use your thoughts in a worthwhile way, to not waste your life by always feeling that the grass is greener on the other side. If the grass ain't green now, it ain't going to be green on the other side. In other words, I have to have the right kind of thought now if I want it to be better later. So that's the real magic and the beauty of really being simple. Paying attention to the quality of the thinking, but trying not to put any waste or negative thoughts in a situation or in a circumstance. being very disciplined, helping yourself to really come up with a day-to-day routine that you will stick with, and you will never make a decision that compromises your timetable. Whether we travel around the world, wherever we go, we're going to get up for our morning meditation at 4. We're going to do our morning class at 6 o'clock or 6:30, depending on where you are. We don't compromise that, because that's the food for the soul. That's the foundation of the soul's well-being and the soul's livelihood for its future. And a lot of times we compromise the things that we shouldn't compromise, and it becomes complex. We start to feel like this is difficult because we're compromising the wrong things. Never compromise the well-being of your soul. Never. Always take care of that. First and foremost, it's your soul, the mind. Take care of that, and the rest of the day will be taken care of for you. Because whatever you're putting inside of the mind and the soul, that's what you're going to get back. So enjoy the meditation on letting go, and we're going to be launching Zoom meditation at United Palace on Saturday, 10:10. So I'm looking very forward for you joining us on that, and there'll be more to follow tomorrow. So we thank you so very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Om Shanti. The time that we choose to be aware doesn't necessarily require me to just sit and meditate. But even while I walk and move around, I can be in a meditative awareness, which is awareness of the soul, the original, eternal, imperishable being of light. For a little while, I'd like to invite you to be present, to be here, and to be now. Allow your mind to settle in the moment, to relax. This meditation is about awareness. It's about becoming aware of your original and eternal self. It's about connecting to your truth. Let go of your name. And observe yourself feeling nameless. Let go of your gender to discontinue thinking you're a man or a woman. Let it go and observe how you would feel walking around without a gender. Let go of the role that you play, and let go of the titles that you own. Observe how you're feeling as you are gradually letting go. Let go of your religion and put it aside just for now. And let go of your nationality and even the language that you're accustomed to. Imagine you have no name, gender, role, title, religion. nationality, or even a language. Ask yourself, how do you feel at this moment? And in this feeling, who would think of you, and who would you think of? The Supreme Soul would think of you, and you, the liberated soul, would think of the Supreme. In this state of absolute freedom, I am truly who I am. A free, peaceful, pure, immortal, and eternal soul. Allow yourself to just be absorbed in this awareness. At this time,
we find our nation on a precipice, true tipping point. Is this the moment that will finally change our country?
Tryna rain on the thunder. Tell the storm I'm new. I'ma rain on this bitter love. Tell the sweet I'm new.
It's not a broken system. It was built to function exactly as it is.
We must respond with bold action.
This is our country too. We can build new systems that do what they should.
I'm a walk, I'm a march on the regular.
We are united. We are standing.
Follow away.
And we are going to fight this fight.
Freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. I break chains all by myself.
There is something happening across this country.
When we work and when we fight and when we march and when we speak up and when we offer solutions, we win.
I'ma keep running cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
It's always the right time to celebrate women and black women in particular.
It is an opportunity to show the nation and the world that we will act. It has been an inspiration.
You have the choice, and it is that choice that gives you power.
Vote. Vote like your life depends on it, because it does.
That is what we need next. Action.
Hi everyone, it's Sister Jenna from America Meditating Radio. I hope you've been enjoying Wiseish, which you can get live on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube from 8:30 a.m. to 8:45. But you can also get it on demand 24/7. It's going to be your power boost for the morning. It's your daily dose for the soul. It's just going to encourage you to make the day that much more valuable. So join us. Looking forward to seeing you. Hi everyone, I'm Sister Jenna. Welcome to our special Zoom meditation segments. Look, it's no joke. Things are kind of weird. It's just weird. Pandemics, protests, job insecurity, global pause. Everyone's numb, but also everyone's searching. And they might be searching on this little gadget of Zoom in a little box. People from all over the world who don't know each other are coming together in Zoom rooms to figure out who they are, why they're here, and how to meditate. Meditation is something that we've often thought that if we make our minds empty, we've meditated. I don't believe that. I think it's important that we learn how to channel our thoughts in a right way that are connected to our vision, our goal, our spiritual attainments, our mental capacity. Then you're really meditating.
This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious.